And what better way to move on than to talk about the My Little Pony movie?
Doo, shoop, shooby doo.
Not that movie.
Maybe I should actually watch it, huh?
In
I did
my
watch that one though.
No, of course, we're gonna warn you right off the bat. This is going to contain spoilers. A lot of spoilers. The spoilers will be heavy. It will be drenched in spoilers. There will be no holds barred on the spoilers. The spoilers will be spectacular. You will have everything spoilered. If you have not seen the movie, go and see it before you listen to this. Go now. Pause this video. Go now. If you're watching this on live stream, pause time. Go now. Or just turn off the stream here for the next half hour or so. Go now. But if you do not mind spoilers, or you have seen the movie and you're ready to hear our opinions, thoughts, and ideas and everything on the movie itself, you have been warned. The spoilers are massive. The spoilers are huge. And we need to give the spoilers.
Mm-hmm. By the way, second, when did you open up a spoilers emporium? Because there are a lot of spoilers around here.
It's what I do, man. It's what I do.
Because after all, he's bringing you the truth, no matter how bad it hurts.
So we're gonna switch up into our main view here real fast because it gives me a nice little background here. And we're gonna start off with pretty much, let's face it, everybody's face was looking like this when we were ready to see the movie.
Mm-hmm. One of the things that surprised me not listening to the soundtrack was a nice remix of We Got the Beat, but a ponified remix of it.
Which, by the way, I'm not surprised is not on the soundtrack.
I'm not surprised by that at all either, really.
Oh, but there are ways of us getting that sound remade by fandom.
All right, now as we go, I have made a large collection of images that I was able to collect off of Derpy Baru. Some of them are silly, some of them are interesting, some of them are fun. We're just gonna go through them at random because I have them in no particular order whatsoever. And while we do that, we are going to listen to everybody talk about the movie here.
Because everybody talks too much.
Wow, that is really weird. What is it doing?
No one took my song joke.
Well, I'm trying to figure out how my right now my image thing is literally zooming in and out really, really fast. And now
it's got the beat.
It's got the beat. It's okay. Actually, if it looks like something is really screwing up here. Is it because they're?
Let's see. How about we talk about the short before the movie?
Didn't see it. Go ahead and talk.
I honestly thought it was kind of cute. Love the creature design of that. I'm not into it, but you can see why it's kind of the cute thing that was a good short to put in front of the movie.
Yeah, it's one of those. Okay, I will say, from what I can tell, that Hanazuki property, it like at the very least from what they showed with that short, I'm kind of glad that so far it's only shorts, because I feel like if it had a series, I don't know how much content seems to be there.
Yeah. Done special. Well, similar to Equestria Girls, but Equestria Girls has more material to work with.
Alright, also real fast, chat room, if you want to throw some images of the movie out here for us to throw into our image reel, please feel free to throw them in. I will be checking them out, however, please make sure that they are movie related and tasteful. Which I'm sure I don't have to say, but I'm going to say it anyway.
I seen that picture all over all over Twitter like the other day.
Yeah.
What, the open your eyes one?
Yeah.
I know, it's just hilarious. I love that thing.
Google the eyes.
Alright, so yeah, unfortunately, I missed the animated short because I was with a Utah Brony group here to see the movie. we all decided that we were going to get some food beforehand, and we started off with a group about 20, 22 strong. By the time we actually all got to the restaurant and started to get food ordered and everything, we got to 35. Yeah, there were delays, especially since they didn't expect us to come like that. It was crazy.
No one expects the Brony Inquisition.
Pretty much. We did get in there just before the movie was actually about to start, so we didn't miss any of the movie itself, but I did not see the animated short, which is admittedly a little disappointing on my part.
You missed a cool monster design.
I'll have to take your word for it.
Mm-hmm.
Found a picture for you.
Alright, so we're going to go ahead and freeform this. Of course, we could just sit here and talk about what happens in the movie minute for minute, but I'm just going to open it up right here in a free-for-all forum and just talk about whatever comes to mind with the movie. Starting...
the first thing
Go
that
ahead.
comes to mind is, why is Twilight still so nervous? Because she's basically talking to her sister-in-law and her adoptive
Because it's
instead of
Twilight.
being like,
You know,
Twilight.
okay. By the way, I think by the time you get beyond like brother and father, mother, all that, I think you can just stop using in-law.
Yeah.
I'll be
Yeah,
perfectly honest.
And she
I've
grew
never
up
heard
with them,
anybody
like,
call somebody an aunt-in-law.
eh.
I don't know, I kind of like that. Aunt-in-law.
Well, I'm just using that as the terminology as relationship things, just to kind of put into perspective. You're related to them. Why are you so nervous? I understand they're godlike, but you're also godlike, so...
I think.
I know
Well,
it's a
okay.
quirk.
I think her nervousness was more the fact that she was. I think she was more nervous about them not going along with her plan, about them not approving of it.
Which technically they didn't.
Yeah,
But
as I've always been told, the worst thing you can do when you ask someone is they say no.
They keep saying that, but I've seen people do much worse.
yeah, like for
Yeah.
me, when people say no, it's followed by a lawsuit.
True, but I'm just saying in general, not in business. But I
Well,
like how
I get...
Spike was in this movie as well. He was treated as an equal until the sea.
Well, I don't know about Spike being treated as an equal, but he wasn't exactly the giant butt of all jokes as he normally would be. Well, I'm going to go ahead and go to the one thing that a lot of people were nervous as hell about, and admitted I was too. The whole sea pony thing. That was delightfully short.
Well, here's the other thing. These sea ponies weren't stupid.
Yeah, they
Nope.
weren't stupid, and it makes actual sense why the sea ponies were there to begin with. Well, technically, they're not even sea ponies to begin with. They're transmogrified hippogriffs, but...
Whoa, spoilers.
Wait, I've warned!
It's
Yeah,
fine, I
but-
already heard about that. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously, if you're listening to this and you haven't seen the movie, it's your own fucking fault.
I got the spoiler tags up. I got images going up. There is no way that you're not going to get spoiled here, and I gave fair warning. No holds barred.
Mm-hmm.
But no,
I've already...
but I know it made perfect sense. It wasn't just like, oh, we're a freak of evolutionary nature that that is going to save everything just because we suddenly have sea pony mystic singing powers. No, they're just like, yeah, we're a bunch of people. We got attacked by the Storm King too, so we hid.
Yeah, it's like we came all this way to find out how to beat the Storm King. We didn't beat the Storm King. We got the fuck out.
Wait, no.
We're under the sea, and apparently we're bored to death too.
Well, one of them.
They're not
others
even
were.
under the sea. They're under a pond in some sort of coliseum thing with very limited space, apparently. But I mean, it was just nice that it was so short. They're just like, oh, this is how we survived. Now you're all sea ponies. You'll be like this for about 10 minutes while we do a song, and then you're on your own again.
Because Twilight screwed up.
Well, yeah. Admittedly, though, it was just really surprising because I thought that they would just like, okay, you are now all sea ponies. Somehow you're going to have magical, mystical powers. 2/3 of the movie are going to have you as sea ponies, and somehow it's going to be the thing that saves you instead of just some sort of story plot that actually is like, yeah, no, we just hid. We're going to have you hide down here with us. This is probably going to be used for toyeticness, and other than that, there's not much else here.
Well, it's toyetic and somewhat reasonable story-wise, because why would you have a bubble on your head and be at a disadvantage when you could just pretend into a sea pony and be at normal speed? Even plot-wise, it makes sense, not just toyetic-wise.
Well, you could have just got a unicorn and made a bubble, and then people just jumped into the bubble.
I don't know. There's a lot of things they could have done too, but I mean, I'm just gonna go toyetic because they are still selling sea pony merchandise. Let's face it. But anyway.
I'm sorry, I watched the old one.
Fair enough.
With the sea ponies, like literally last Friday. In a live stream.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Admittedly, though, I was really happy that they did actually put in hippogriffs into the show as well, especially since a lot of people were talking like, you got griffins, where are the half pony, half eagle things? And now Silver Quill is apparently canon.
He's got enough.
He's a different species. He's the hybrid of pony and griffin instead of being descended from ponies and eagles.
Right. Any case, yeah, in all honesty, well, getting back on track here, movie itself was pretty much good. The storyline was, it wasn't a spectacular storyline, which I wasn't expecting something insane. I wasn't expecting some sort of Schindler's List with ponies. That would be ridiculous. It'd be awesome, but ridiculous.
Yeah, I gotta say, it did remind me of Star Wars, but then I remembered, oh, right, Hero's Journey.
Basically,
no, I'd imagine
here's the thing. Star Wars wasn't even original in its own plot line.
I know.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wasn't it like based off of a Chinese, or was it a Japanese?
Japanese. But here's the thing: George Lucas was smart enough to go, all right, I can pull inspiration from this and do similar, but not the exact same story. And basically, all the Trench Run was a direct copy from another, I think, movie about blowing up a dam in World War II. So
yeah. Also, it was what was it? There was, I know Matt Pat went into it on Film Theory that what's that new movie that came out that's actually based on a really really old franchise?
Yeah.
I know it's in the
Nigeria,
city of
whatever.
Varian or
I think it's Valerian, but yeah, because
Valerian.
City of Stars.
Oh man, Valerian was awesome. But anyway, I think we're getting a little off track here.
Yeah, well, I guess we were just trying to make a point, but yeah. By the way, just so you know, Valerian existed 20 years before Star Wars.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, and people got really pissed because they were saying they were ripping off Star Wars. I'm like, no, Star Wars originally ripped off of these guys when it was still a comic book.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
getting back on track here. So the movie itself, just to put a quick point into it at least. So you have the main six. Counterlock gets attacked once again. The princesses get stopped pretty much within the first 5 minutes again. The main six go on an epic journey. They meet different characters. We found furries are now canonized in the MLP universe. Of course.
Sadly.
Yeah, no, I just had to make the joke. But
also they are talking sharks. So.
Yeah, the whole idea of the movie though was just basically, you got to make friends, be friends with everybody, and they can come back and help your ass apparently.
Saturday.
What?
Talking shark.
Talking.
My mother.
Oh. But in any case, it did have a lot of good points, and admittedly, there were some annoying points about the movie too. One of the things this was a bit of a nitpick and a pet peeve, the eyes. Every time we got really close to the pony's eyes, you just saw all of those freaking sparkly glitter bits, and it drove me absolutely crazy to the end. Yeah, I know it's a ridiculous nitpick, but it's mine, damn it.
No, I mean, no, it's understandable. I mean, so for some people, there's just those, sometimes it's just those small details that just stick out.
Yeah.
So,
There's a moment for shiny eyes, but there's also a moment for really dull eyes. It just matters what you need it for.
Yeah. In all honesty, though, the music was pretty good. Of course, the supporting cast, there was more than a few people talking about how they just seem to come and go and you don't remember too many of their names or faces. Admittedly, I probably wouldn't know about the Capper or what was it, Pirate Solano? Is that even how her name is pronounced?
crap.
The bird pirate.
I'll admit the characters whose names I remember the least are definitely the pirate.
Yeah, the pirates kind of go completely off the guard. Queen Novo is pretty similar, but basically just because she does have a bit of an attitude about her you kind of like, but they just kind of come in and go out, and then they come back in near the end to save everybody's asses.
Well, that's kind of been like the show all along. Hey, we are introducing this character. All right, we'll leave it be until the end of the season.
Yeah, fair enough on it.
So you can't do any bad than Game of Thrones when they like introduce a character. You're like, okay, well, whatever, and then it's like, oh, they're important.
Well, see, there's a difference. In Game of Thrones, it's like, hey, you like this character? Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah. But they do have like a ton of characters where they just like either pop up in the background or something. Immediately they're important. You're like, wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But in all honesty, with the movie itself, it's good. I'm going to say it outright, it's good. It's not fantastic. This is not something that I'm going to put up as like the top 10 animated movies of all time that you must watch. But I'm going to say that any fan of My Little Pony or somebody who just wants to enjoy a fun little animated flick would not, this is not something that you would throw away for eating crackers in bed.
Yeah, I view this as, this is along the lines of what makes a good family picture. It's definitely got a lot of visual fun and, sight things for the kids that you probably aren't sitting there just looking for the story, but at least it's not insultingly stupid to the adults that are watching.
Actually, the funny thing is that here's the one question I have. Did anybody get the dick joke that they actually made in there?
I may have overglossed it because I was laughing too much.
Wait, I should probably go watch the movie.
I may have glossed over that too.
Okay, there was one dick joke in there which completely caught me off guard, and I was giggling at that they did it. Now, the scene where Capper first meets the ponies, and he's talking about the purple splotches, that they have pastellus coloritis or something like that. And then he's talking about how if you got the purple splotches, don't touch anybody else, or things will fall off. And then immediately after, the next scene, one of them takes their hands, they put it right down. You know where he's grabbing, and they immediately start running off.
Oh,
because things might fall off.
Huh. I somehow missed that.
I'm surprised that other people have missed it. It was a genuine dick joke.
But I saw this with my mother, and she liked it. But again, since we are spoiling all this, when the Storm King is smashed, I'm like, he dead. And she's like, no, he's just smashed. They'll be able to rebuild him. And I look and I go, no, he dead. This happened before. He dead.
No, I will give him the credit there. That the fact that they actually destroyed the Storm King with a stone shattering, no less. That was pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, so we may we might never see anything of him again, but we now have a new species in the world.
Well, we always seem to get that, but it was nice to see satyrs coming in. Granted, it was pretty much the same as the same plot point as with dang it, what's his face?
Sombra.
Not Sombra. Tyrek. Basically, take all the magic from everybody, except it's like take the magic from the princesses and use a big stick for it.
Well, that's kind of the difference, though, because the Storm King seems to be more about merchandise and ruling over, being like, haha, I'm the most powerful, now buy all my merch and work under me. Versus Tyrek, who just wanted to be like, I'm going to destroy everything because I want to.
Actually, with the movie, I'm going to give him a little bit of credit. If you actually went into the comics and read the pre-stories for the movie, they do give you a little bit more on the motivations of some of the characters, and it really does make a lot of sense. It actually does add to the movie experience to some extent.
Oh yeah, my roommate actually was able to read them before going. I wasn't, and he told me about some of the stuff that went on, and I was like, well, yeah, of course. Now that character would be more interesting if I knew that. Fuck you.
Yeah, just because we are going spoiler crazy, like Capper apparently has a debt because him and his friends found a stone of bad luck and they were trying to sell it, and they did for an airship, and then his friend ran off with the airship and the stone, which crashed, and his friend is probably dead. So
yeah, that's the whole thing. The prequel stuff, it does get backstory, but it's stuff that would be superfluous to the movie itself.
Actually, it just adds to the character, so you know their motivations a little bit more and how in the hell they are in the position they're in when they meet the ponies. Like the captain flying a bunch of merchandise rather than being an actual pirate, how that kind of went balls to the wall. How in the world Tempest got involved with the Storm King and brought him to Equestria to begin with. There really is a lot involved with it, and it really is a lot of fun to see it, to read it.
One of the things that my mother asked was, so a bear attacked, broke up the horn, and that's her whole motivation. I want to go, that is an Ursa Minor. They're kind of the size of a kaiju. And their mothers are even bigger.
I think it was kind of funny that they brought back the Ursa Minor, though granted, mostly just for story reasons. Oh yeah, that is the one thing that got spoiled for me in the game. That got spoiled for me in the Android game and before the movie, that the Ursa Minor broke it. I thought that was a joke. I didn't think that was serious until the movie actually said the same thing. Go figure. Okay, but getting back on track with the movie, yeah, the music was good, the songs were good, the animation was actually pretty interesting. It is really weird to go with 7 years of an old Flash animation that you get used to with the MLP episodes. And then you go into the movie, and I made a comparison about the Power Rangers movie as opposed to the Power Rangers TV show.
Yeah.
The old Power Rangers, so not the new one, the old one.
Dude, you're talking to somebody who has lived and breathed it all his life up there with Star Wars.
Well, I'm just making sure I make that perfectly clear to some people, since we have about 5 different Power Ranger movies now, but...
Actually, we only have 3.
Let me have my exaggerations. They're all I go for, man.
They all look the same anyways.
But in any case, you had the same characters, you had the same Zords, but they were all different. The armor was, more padded and more animated, and yeah, in any case, you get my point. But otherwise, I'm not gonna say that the movie was great. I'm not gonna say it was bad. It was good. And in all honesty, the Rotten Tomatoes kind of reflects that pretty well with the viewer score. Now, a lot of people are giving crap to the critics because, let's face it, critics do tend to try to find fault wherever they can, and they're going to try to find a cartoon that if any movie, even an animated kids flick, they're going to try to push it and put it up against things like Secret of Nim or, all I got is Secret of Nim because that was a crazy animated movie.
yes, that was a crazy animated movie, but the difference kind of is we know as the audience going into it that they have to, otherwise they would not have anything to sell us in the toy store. You know what I mean?
Nope. Any
We know
case,
it takes between season 7 and 8, and we already seen season 8 animatics.
let's wait. What? I got lost somewhere here.
Yes, apparently the movie takes place between the end of season 7 and the beginning of season 8.
Okay. Well, just to jump here in the chat room a little bit, with especially with Textelion, the critics are not haters, not entirely anyway. Critics are meant to be that critical. Of course, anything you read with a critic, you should take with a grain of salt, and then go check it out for yourself anyway. Because in all honesty, everybody has different tastes.
Think of it this way. You want to think of it this way. Honestly, I'm trying to think of a good example here. I'm trying to think in gaming. I know there was one recently where it's like, where like critics panned the game, and yet I played it and I absolutely loved it. Mm-hmm. Or, oh hey, look at most action movies when they're reviewed. Critics hate them. Critics generally hate them.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue that. Yeah, action movies are usually critically panned, but that's not the point. An action movie isn't supposed to make you feel, inspire thoughts or be something deep and amazing that changes your view. No, you're going there for 2 hours of somebody shooting the living crap out of everybody and explosions everywhere. You're not going there. You're not going there for a deep time. You're going there for a fun time. That's it.
And most people should have looked at this like, hey, this is going to be a movie that is about some adventure.
All right, and really quick, Sonic, we're talking movie spoilers. Season 8 is strictly off limits. Please do not post anything on that. Granted, I'm glad we had the spoiler tag up in case, but still.
Yeah. Well, the good thing is I'm not even looking at the chat, so.
Yeah, you're better off for it. I already know what. I'm not gonna lie. I already saw what he's talking about, but I'm not. I'd rather make sure that people who are actively trying to avoid it stay that way.
Yeah, it's the animatic from HasCon that he spoke of. We do not speak of details.
Moving back on to the movie, though. At least there was appearances from everybody else, including Discord, technically.
Yeah, with him as a balloon.
Well, actually, he was also one of the background people in the ending credits, but yeah, he wasn't actually there.
Yeah, I'm assuming that I can tell you it's probably because, to get John Delancey to do the show, that's one basically price set. Imagine what it would have taken. Yeah, imagine how much it would cost for him to voice anything in the movie.
Yeah.
I think it'd be more the fact that Discord would be ridiculously overpowered for the movie. I mean, with Chrissy, I can understand the idea. She has a throne that absorbs magic. That makes sense. He would just snap his fingers and the balloons would explode. Okay, the movie's over.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing about when you need to do an arc or a movie with like characters like this. You have to get pretty much all the godlike figures out of the picture to begin with.
Yep.
And this one, it'd be
there's
Celestial, Luna, and Discord.
Yeah, I was gonna say because there's pretty much it's either you find a way to basically have them not be a factor or just not include them. So like Discord, they just decided fuck it, let's not put them in here. And with the princesses, they pretty much
the princess card where they aren't effective at anything.
No, they did the plot point of these people are smart enough to go, all right, they're big, they're powerful, we need to take them out, they're part of the plan, let's go.
No, they're like, they're big, they're powerful, we want their magic, so we're going to put them into stone. There wasn't even take them out as part of the plan. They are the plan.
Well, you know what I mean, though. They actually had a reason as opposed to an arbitrary, oh, we just got them while they weren't looking type of thing.
Eh.
Put up a fight. They tried to fight.
The thing is, though, how many invasions and stuff that seem to always happen? You'd think they'd be on guard almost all the time by now.
You would think that, but in all honesty, Equestria seems to be the one place where no matter what happens, they always really save it up for the Deus Ex Machinas and don't actually prepare for themselves.
Okay. Oh, but yeah. So I think somebody just said it there. Yeah. Like the fact that there was like no royal guard at all, be seen.
That is actually, I didn't realize that. That is weird.
Yeah, and you know what? To be perfectly honest, even if the royal guard was there, it would have delayed the invasion happening by what, a minute?
Yeah,
most,
probably,
but
but it would have at least been interesting there.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, a minute is a lot of time in the battlefield.
Mm-hmm. And DM12 has it right. There's only been 2 invasions, the Changeling and now this. But the others were single powerful threats that use cunning to be the big bad.
Let's see, Changeling once, Changeling twice, Tierek, yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's
then,
for Canada.
but then Discord breaking free and just some of the
Discord,
other little
actually,
stuff.
Discord didn't exactly invade Canterlot. He just kind of teased them and then messed with Ponyville.
Yeah. And boss, the season 6, don't count that as invasion. I count that as replacement, preparing for invasion. So they didn't get to that stage yet.
They still took out the damn princesses. I can understand if in some of the cases where only Ponyville was affected or even one of the main 6, but when the princesses are involved 3 different times, then there's got to be something.
Yeah, and it's been like, because they confirmed that she did send a friendship letter every week, so it's been like 7 years, and you've had how many major things happen in that time?
Well, technically, we are at least on 2nd year for everything out of the 7 seasons we've had so far.
Well, I've just to jump back on track with the movie here. I am going to give him a little bit of credit with Durfee. I'm glad that they actually not only included her, not just as like some sort of background fodder, like what they did with Trixie or Starlight Glimmer, but she was actually pretty actively involved in. I even got the whole I saved the princess deal going on.
You are forever the best pony in this show, Debbie. You are willing to take the sacrifice to save Equestria. God bless you, you wall-eyed mare. You beautiful blonde-haired mare.
Okay, where was
that was about to get really creepy.
Yes, it was. No,
not
not exactly. I'm not gonna say that was a nice recovery, but it was a decent recovery. So I'll give you some credit there.
Hey, at least I didn't call her Bubba Butt.
Moving on before we.
Red eyes.
Every now and then I fall apart.
You wall-eyed bitch! I read your book.
All right.
All right, we're having too much fun.
You're right. Okay, but yeah, Derpy did get some nice little credit here. And somebody brought up immediately, what happened to Shining Armor? Really? You don't think that they're going to leave the Crystal Kingdom unguarded while they're doing a festival?
Plus, he has a kid.
Yeah, I mean, he was probably babysitting the kid while Cadence was down here for the Friendship Festival. What are you going to do?
Yep. Probably was trying to mount something, but it was only like, I want to say 3 days. But once your central power's been cut off, you're kind of like, okay, we need to find out what's going on down there. Oh, wait, Twilight and crew saved the day. You know what I mean?
Yes, vaguely. You can link pick, so we're nearing the end of our time for the discussion here.
Yeah. Okay, but
yeah,
okay, I guess if we're gonna kind of focus on some things, though, I think everything that I thought was fine with the movie, I think it's pretty much been said. The storyline is fine. The animation, at first it bothered me, but as we went through the movie, I got used to it, and by the end of it, I was actually just fine with the animation. I have no problem with it.
Kind
This
of like
point-
that whole Uncanny Valley thing that I was kind of dealing with right off the bat there too.
Yeah.
You're just so used to
So-
7 years of a certain animation style, and the different one just kind of throws you off for a little bit.
So, go through all that. Yeah, the main detriments to the movie are definitely the fact that because they wanted to introduce these other groups or other characters. Fortunately, I don't think they quite gave them enough time. At least, at the very least, like Capper, I think got the amount of time he needed. I feel like the pirates needed a little bit more because you were trying to do as a group, and I feel like they tried to make it seem like each one had their own personality. They didn't really give them time to go into it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's see,
other
then
than
the
the
se-
really goofy one, you didn't really get a good feel of the rest of the pirates.
Yeah, but let's see. Oh, one of the positives is that overall the voice work in the movie. Obviously we know how Paris Strong and all of them do their stuff, but the people that came in for the movie, I think, did very good jobs. I will say the one performance that felt weak to me was actually Taye Diggs as Capper. I don't know why. I don't know why something felt off with his performance to me. Like, it was, you know what? I almost think that maybe what it is that they tried to make him like too, like, I guess, like street hip sort of thing.
I would say
It was something in the way he spoke that just bothered.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it was trying to be a operator.
I really liked that one music thing that they had with them because I thought that was really smooth. I liked that.
But yeah,
I haven't watched the movie yet, but that one music animation thing that they shown, I really like that. Because not only did I have him sing, he also did some like kind of back alley stuff while he was doing it, and showing them around.
yeah.
And I think that really showed to his smooth operating side because not only did it show like his front value he was showing to them, it shown his slide dealing that he was actually doing.
Yeah, though granted, it started to sound a little bit more like "Trust in me."
Yeah.
Okay, but
And
not
I got friends on the other side.
But yeah, then as far as voice, but otherwise, obviously, was it Emily Blunt who played Tempest?
I think it was.
Yeah, but if I'm pretty sure it was Emily Blunt, but yeah, that performance as Tempest was absolutely great. They absolutely nailed that role.
Yes.
Don't you mean Fizzle Pop?
Fizzle Pop.
You can't even say a full name.
Fizzle
Yeah,
Pop.
there's that, and honestly, this kind of leads into my big-ish issue. It's still technically minor, but it's my biggest complaint. The Storm King was a great character. We needed more of him.
No, I'll give you that. The Storm King when he was there was awesome. He was not like the typical I must destroy all and can maintain power character. He's basically like that really weird guy is just like, "Oh, I want something. Dang it. I had the perfect thing in my head."
He's just an asshole.
He's just an asshole. He's just an asshole. That's it. He's just a simple
Like, hey, buy my match.
He's a simple sin. Dang it. Who's the damn actor with the bees?
Nicolas Cage?
Yeah, he's like an evil. He's like Nicolas Cage when he's doing a bad guy. He's just like over the top, insane, silly.
Oh yeah, and that's because once again I'm still kind of sticking to my same point here. Like, we needed more of him, and that kind of leads into the climax of the movie. I will admit, this isn't their worst, but I still felt that it was lacking.
Yeah.
Like, there was this build, and hey, Storm King's here, but then the fight is like, what? Who moves, and then it's the scene on the balcony, and that's about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, he actually lived up to his name and made a storm.
Yeah, but it's just like, it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know, there needed to be more, and like, I get there was conflict, but I feel like the actual fight or whatever competition between them, direct competition, it needed more. Like they needed maybe another 5 minutes or something.
Yeah, I could totally see that. Kind of like how Chrysalis tormented our heroes at the end of season 2, where she was like, "Oh,
Well,
you're hopeless. I'm in control now. Then the power of love."
well, maybe kind of like that, but also just like with the Tyrek fight with lasers and everything, just like a really explosive fight, or just something more, or at least a little bit more banter than him just coming in. He gets all the power, he makes a tornado, and then suddenly a fluke explosion just causes them to essentially go with the Emperor's New Groove, quickly catch the vial before they win, kind of deal.
Yeah.
Although
Except the Emperor News Group
although luckily
did
they
that
did
right.
give the Storm King one very good moment before he went away. Oh, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
That was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I control all time and space.
Not just the sun and moon, but yeah.
Technically, that's still time and space.
But yeah, Storm King was a good character. Wish he had more time. Tempest was definitely that character that just oozed atmosphere and attitude, but also really made it interesting when she finally did the redemption. Of course, you had the weird little Scrug guy, which most people kind of forget, other than the fact that he's just like the idiotic stooge.
Yeah, which by the way, that's actually a strong point of this movie. The fact that it introduced a villain character who, by the way, let's just be forthright about this. She was the main antagonist.
Yep, she was.
She pretty much was, yeah.
Yeah, but they set her up in such a way that when she does basically have her reformation, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just hey, we're gonna reform you because we want to, sort of thing. They pretty much set her up as she's not inherently evil. She's just pissed off because her horn was destroyed.
And nobody really wanted to help her.
And something else that Silver Quill brought up in his out of context thing. And we have like a little range here between Queen Nova and Twilight. Twilight being in the middle of, I need to save everyone. I need to help people. Then we have Nova on that side being like, we are hiding and I'm going to keep all the people around me safe. I don't care about anybody else. My people. And then there's Tempest all about me. I only trust myself. I barely trust everyone around me, but I only trust myself. Reds
I don't know.
Actually,
sorry, I'm talking to the chat room here. I wouldn't think Storm King and Palpatine would mix. No.
No, okay, no.
But
Storm King was kind of more like he just didn't care about anybody else. He was just there because this will get me power, and I get to just fuck with people. Palpatine was more generic evil, if you think about it.
I am the Senate.
He held all the power. When he died, the whole entire thing would collapse. That's how it was.
No, he still played the long game even after he died.
The only other
But
thing
yeah,
I
I think Tempest to Darth Vader is pretty accurate because they're both sympathetic characters where you just immediately feel sympathetic for them.
I'll give him. Well, it depends on when you came into the Star Wars movies, but yeah.
Well, technically, because of the prequels.
Yeah, now because of the prequels, but beforehand, no, you didn't really feel much for Darth Vader.
I just realized since we're talking about the
movie, towards the beginning, but when you go into later movies, it's when you start to feel sympathy for him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hey Circuit. Oh wait, Can I throw images into backstage for this, or where should I throw them?
You can throw them into backstage here. I'll grab them as quickly as I can.
Well, because it's not really a movie spoiler, but I just remembered there was a picture I took at my theater that you guys need to see.
What? Bootlegging? Oh, that's cool.
Ooh, dang it! Oh man, you got me beat on awesomeness right there.
Mm-hmm.
Who did the art?
I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Look
It
at
was
the
just
Lego Ninjago stuff.
Oh my god, you can even put your face in the poster. What kind of movie theater do you go to? Mine feels so bland and lifeless now.
because basically my theater, what's in the space that the theater is used to be a whole entertainment thing. Like it used to be an arcade, used to be used to have go-karts and everything like that. It was a whole family fun center. The only things that remain of that is the mini golf and the theater.
That would do it.
And so, but when this place took over, they were just like, you know what? We're just gonna make a good place for people to go see a movie, and we'll still keep the mini golf because why the fuck not?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so like we went at just past 4 o'clock in the afternoon. That ticket was $7. So that was $7, and if we went at the time, like if there wasn't an episode that day and we could have gone earlier in the day, we would have spent maybe $5, and I also spent I spent $3 because they were doing sugar cookies that were basically food colored to be My Little Pony.
Ah, damn it! I really do have a lousy theater.
Yeah, so it was $1. It was basically $1 each for those cookies, and we were like, screw it, whatever. So that was our snack during the movie, was a sugar cookie.
Well, one thing I want to throw out here real fast on the movie before we close it out altogether. The one last thing that actually did kind of irk me a little bit, just because they cranked it up to a 12, was Pinkie Pie in general.
Well, she was in a lot of the commercials. Like, in a way, she was like mostly the main center point in the commercials, if you didn't notice.
Well, kind of like, yeah, the other center point, but they really just kind of went completely nuts with her with the movie, as well as as most episodes have been lately with her too. But just basically just taking her way over the top. And I admit the expressions she has were pretty insane, but I mean she's like borderline psychotic in some of these cases.
Boss, may I remind you, Pinkie is supposed to be the comic relief. It was dark as hell. She had to try and make it like, hey, it's all gonna be all right, right? Right?
when you have somebody literally cackling like a lunatic as they're flying out of an airship into the middle of the air, there's questions there, man. Or when they're grinning like a maniac as they're literally throwing thousands of cupcakes like they're knives. There's a lot of questions to be asked there. A lot.
Do you think there's not questions to be asked about Pinkie in general?
Touche.
Yep.
Some of my favorite episodes of Pinkie is just when she's more down to earth.
Well,
Like, she's like, "Oh, I screwed up."
in any case, admittedly, it's a nitpick. I'm not going to deny that.
Mm-hmm.
But in any case, I think that does it for the movie. At least our discussion. We know that it was a big rambling mess, but that's how we do it. But in all honesty, it's a good movie. Check it out. Enjoy it. Don't expect miracles. Don't let critics tell you if you should like it or not. Just make your own judgment. But,
did you see some of the concept art for Tempest and some of the other characters?
I didn't actually, no.
Oh man, they are amazing. They're gorgeously dark looking characters too. They actually lightened up from the original quite a bit.